Hi, it's Ralph and Lonnie D'Amicus, authors of the Planetary Calendar. We're back with the forecast for December of 2024. And remember, we're doing the weeklies now, so if you want a weekly reminder, you're going to need to press the subscribe button and hit the bell for reminders when you're watching us on YouTube at Planetary Calendar Astrology. So now we'll go on to the week of the 8th to the 14th. Starts off kind of slowly, doesn't it, until we get to that sunshine moon? What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, it's a very quiet week in many ways, especially compared to last week. This is really downright relaxing comparison. You know, you've got on the Sunday, you've got the sun square moon. So yes, it's a good day actually to take care of chores and maybe go out and do some shopping. And then on the Monday, it's all lined up over the moon, right? So it's all aspects to the moon. So it's a very social day. And then also early in the day, the moon is going to go into Aries, which is a very engaging moon. It's kind of a very energizing moon. So maybe you did all your shopping the first week, and by now you're like free. Maybe that's the possibility. Do you think?
And you know it's an easy, calm week when there's no annotations. There's not a single letter on the whole week.
No.
And then when you get to that sunshine moon, you know how Ralph loves to put a white circle on there, and I wouldn't let him because the moon goes void, of course, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is like, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So that really is a little bit of a monkey wrench when the moon in Aries goes void, of course. But
it is that, fire moon to fire sun, so it's very, very energizing. And then of course the moon is going to go into the lovely Taurus moon, in the next day on the 11th. Very early in the day, early in the day on the West Coast at 7:34 a.m., so at about 10:34 on the East Coast. But there's no major aspects to the moon, between the planets, but there are a number of difficult aspects to the moon in the course of the day. So,
Pluto, Venus, and Mars is not our friend this month anyway while he's retrograde. So just be a little careful with your physicality.
Yeah, with Mars being retrograde like that, it's going to be a little challenging.
12th, though, get out your roller skates. Talk about a social day. That double Uranus above the number, that's going to go away in lieu of the aspects, but there's Uranus, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter are all above the number, making good aspects to the moon in Taurus, and Mercury and Venus holding hands, which is sextile. That's nice. That opposition to Mars, Venus opposing Mars, that's not really surprising with Mars being retrograde already. That energy for, the potential for a little butting of heads is there anyway.
Yeah, be real careful with this day because the moon in Taurus, it's getting in the late part of the sign, is now coming conjunct to Uranus. And anytime things contact Uranus, there's always the possibility of like the unexpected, the sudden, what was that kind of boo factor.
Exactly.
So, beware of that.
Good word.
Boo factor. And then the other ones must be some parallels going on. Saturn in Pisces is making a nice sextile to the moon on that day, and I think the moon must be both parallel and conjuncting Neptune. So that's like a little bit of almost like a lunar Uranian eclipse. So you may really feel it that day. You may really tune into Uranus on that day, and then on the Friday. It's the meteors.
The Geminid meteor showers.
Yes, isn't that nice? They're going for Friday and Saturday, so you can go outside and enjoy.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of meteors per minute. It's not one of the biggest ones, but, hopefully you'll have some clear skies and it'll be visible in your area and you'll get a chance to see them because meteor showers are energizing.
Yes, exactly. And then on the Saturday, it's basically lunar aspects of the Gemini moon. That Gemini moon is a very social moon, so take advantage of that. Don't sit on your hands. Get out and go do things, do errands, engage with people.
I do want to mention that the void, of course, between the 10th and the 11th could be a little bit problematic, but only on the 10th in the afternoon hours. So that moon void, we we did kind of mention that with the Aries moon, so look at that. But the other voids are short and in the overnight hours, so they shouldn't be a problem.
Exactly.
You know I'm your void of course finder,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And the Saturday is very, very relaxed. You know, the Gemini moon, Jupiter making a nice aspect. It's actually a Jupiter lunar conjunction, which are always fun. You know, the moon and Jupiter always tend to get along really well. Saturn's making a square to it. You probably feel that. You may feel like the responsibility of gift shopping is kind of weighing on your shoulders a little bit. But what do you expect? It is, after all, you know, getting close.
And when I mentioned the void of course being over 2 days, I should have mentioned also that for the 2025 calendar, you'll see a notation there of a gray box, just like the black box around the number, but lighter, and we call it a gray box, and that's because it's not worthy of a black box. There's not enough going on aspect-wise for a black box, but we want to call your attention to a void of course that might be problematic.
Yes. Okay, and then in the next week, it's going to get real interesting with that full moon.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. And in the meantime, if you need your 2025 calendars, you can go to planetarycalendar.com where you can get 2 wall sizes, the pocket, the day planner, and the digital.